Okay, here comes the
CBS
open.
Tonight. You're watching KCCI, Channel 8, Des Moines.
Alright, standing by on the
Iowa's
floor,
news
ready,
leader
roll 5, set the
and home of live
giving
super
3-5
dollar.
sound full.
This is KCCI News Channel 8 this morning.
Roll 5, dissolve me 3-5 sound
Just
full.
18 days until
Ready to
election
roll
day,
6 and
it
wipe
could
6
all come
under
down to those
Eric.
key battleground states. I'm Tracy Mitchell in Washington. I'll have the very latest on the
Roll
campaign.
6, wipe 6 under Eric.
Plus, a new
Ready to roll
offensive is
4 and wipe
underway this
4
morning in
under
Iraq.
Sheila.
See the latest strikes against
Roll
insurgents by
4.
U.S. forces there.
Wipe 4 under.
In drivers, your traffic
Sets
troubles
up
are
camera
just
1 on all
beginning for the
mics.
weekend. We'll tell you
Start
the
to
areas
push.
you need to avoid.
Dissolve
Welcome back
camera 1
to
on
Houston
mics
Late
Q.
this
Carry
morning.
number
It's
sync 2,
exactly
roger,
6
followed by
o'clock.
weather
Good
graph.
morning.
6 o'clock. It's a Friday. The weekend is
We're
approaching.
happy it's your last day doing mornings.
Tracy's
Marcus comes
not
back on
sitting there.
Monday.
She's next.
It's cold outside. We
So
are
dissolve, me
dropping
3,
into
dissolve
the
me
30s
3.
this morning across central Iowa. At 38
30
right
to
now.
Brian.
And a mostly cloudy sky. West wind at 6 and the pressure steady. As we take a look at our weather window,
Way to
should
grab,
mention
take
that
grab.
if you're traveling north on
Grab the camera 1
I-35,
next,
you
then
may
we'll
run
swing
into
on the
a
camera 3.
sprinkle from Story City
And then we'll have the
to
commitment clip.
Ellsworth, and maybe
And then
even
we'll be
out to the
heading out
northwest of Des Moines near Minburn. And a little,
To the,
little
to the
tiny
Hearst
cell
satellite.
up over Winterset as well. So I'm going to put a rain shower in there early this morning,
Thanks,
just
Raj.
isolated. 49 at noon, and another
Ready, camera 1
isolated
on all
chance for a
mics.
shower or two this afternoon. A breezy one with a high up around 52.
And take 1 on
More
mics.
detailed weekend forecast.
Ready, swing,
for
ready,
us.
camera 3.
We'll see you later,
Swing,
Brian.
take camera 3.
Top of the news
Okay,
at 6
clip
o'clock this
next.
morning.
Ready,
Just
start to clip.
18
Take a
days are
clip
left
under
until
commitment.
Election Day. And the candidates don't have a minute to waste.
They're hitting the campaign trail,
Start
calling on
clip.
voters to bring
Take a
family
clip,
and
sound under.
friends
Set
to
dissolve
the
me
polls.
3 and sat
Tracy
3
Mitchell is
audio.
live in Washington this morning with the very latest. Good morning, Tracy.
Dissolve me 3 sat
Well,
3
good
audio
morning,
Q.
Shelley. You know, the
Going to 5
battleground
next.
states, they are very important
Ready to roll
in
5
this
and take
election.
5
That's why
sound
both
full.
candidates are in battleground states today looking for those crucial votes that could decide the election.
Roll 5. Dissolve, take 5 sound full. Give me 3 sat 3 audio.
And according to the latest polls,
Ready,
this is
ME1
still
and
a neck-and-neck
all
race.
mics.
Live in
Take
Washington,
ME1 all
Tracy
mics.
Mitchell, KCCI
Ready, swing, ready,
News
camera
Channel
1
8.
Eric.
Sheila, back to you.
Okay, Tracy, do we know yet what the candidates
hang
will be
on.
on election night?
We'll just
Well,
stay
they
on
haven't
this.
made any official announcement, Sheila, but the First Lady is on record saying that they'll vote first
Thanks,
in Crawford,
Roger.
Texas, and then fly back to the White House.
Almost threw that
And
script
sources
away.
tell us that John Kerry is going
Ready,
to be in
ME1.
Boston.
Take ME1.
Tracy
Ready,
Mitchell,
swing,
have a
ready,
great
camera 1.
weekend.
Swing,
Both
take camera
candidates
1.
are hitting Iowa
Ready, roll
hard to
6 and take
swing
6
any
under.
undecided voters.
Roll
Kerry
6.
was in town
Take
yesterday
6
for a
under.
rally, and while he was here,
Downstream.
he talked with the Des Moines Register. In a copyrighted story in the paper this
Loose
morning,
font.
Kerry said that there is a great potential, in his words, for a military draft if President
I
Bush
thought it was
wins
double. I
re-election.
might have screwed that
Kerry
up
said
here.
the heavy use
We're
of
out to camera
National
3
Guard and
next.
Reserve
Oh,
troops
wait,
is
hold
already
on.
a
We're
backdoor
going up
draft,
still
in
one
his
next.
opinion. Bush campaign ads call Kerry's comments
Camera 1, you're a
irresponsible,
box.
and they say they're cheap scare tactics.
Ready, still 1.
And again, President
Take
Bush will
still
make a
1.
campaign
What?
stop in Cedar Rapids today.
Ready,
He'll hold a
ME2.
rally starting at 2 o'clock.
Take ME2.
U.S. forces have launched a new offensive
Yeah,
against
that was right.
against
Ready, start clip,
insurgents
take
this
clip under
morning.
war
It's
in
the
Iraq.
latest in the
Start
war in
clip.
Iraq. Troops in
clip, sound
Fallujah
under.
are
Ready, roll
using
4, sets
precision
off
ground
4
and
under, roll
airstrikes
4,
to target a
dissolve 4
militant
under, downstream.
stronghold. Residents
Loose
report
we're
the
back
most
out there.
intense
Everyone, you
shelling
mentioned
there
still
in
too
weeks.
late
The
breaking.
military site comes after a
dissolve on
breakdown
ME2,
in talks
or ready
of
ME2,
the
sorry.
handover of militant leader Abu Musab al-Zarqawi.
Take ME2.
More late-breaking news coming in this morning from
Alright.
Iraq. Security checks
Camera
in the
2 is
Baghdad's
next with
green
Sheila.
zone have now failed.
And then we'll go to
Two
tape
suicide
5.
bombers
Did he just
got
bring
through
this-
multiple
okay.
ID checks and searches. They set off bombs, killing 3 Americans. A 4th is
Then
presumed
we'll go to tape
dead.
5 after that.
The
Camera
compound
2. Ready,
houses
camera 2,
government
Sheila.
offices and embassies.
And take 2,
It's
Sheila.
now
Ready,
6:05
roll
back here
5
in the
and
state
take
of
5
Iowa.
under.
No one will be held
Roll
responsible
5.
for a deadly
Take
shooting
5
in Fort
under.
Dodge. Paul
Downstream.
Benton was shot and killed when he got into an
Loose
argument
font. We're
with
going
Dan
to 6
Cole in
next, and
August.
under Sheila.
Cole
We'll
is the
continue.
Webster County medical examiner, and he married Benton's ex-wife. Now the grand jury must decide whether or not
Ready,
they
roll
did
6,
decide
dissolve 6
not to
under.
file any charges against Dr.
Roll
Cole.
6, dissolve 6
Sentencing
under.
will start on Monday in Iowa's
Downstream.
first death penalty case in 40 years.
Loose
a jury
font, route to
found
camera
Dustin
3
Honkin
next, and then
guilty
we'll
on
go
all
to a tape
17
at
counts of
4.
a federal indictment, including the murders
One
of
you can
3
bust
adults
up.
and 2
Thanks.
children back in 1993. The jury must now decide whether
Ready,
or not
camera
to
3.
impose the death
It's
penalty
3.
for the convicted murderer.
Take 3 both
It has
mics.
been a
Ready,
deadly
roll
week on
4,
Iowa
take
roads,
5
especially for
roll 4,
teenagers.
take 1 under,
Another
roll 4.
teenager is dead after an
Take 4
accident last
sound under.
night south of the metro.
Yikes.
3 teenagers were going south on
downstream.
30th Avenue near Martinsdale when they pulled out
Loose
in front of
font,
a red
route to
pickup
camera
truck
1 next,
going
and then we'll
east.
go to a tape at
15-year-old
5.
Caleb Strable of Martinsdale died at the hospital. 17-year-old Taylor Hamilton of Van Meter and Whitney Card of Cumming are both in the hospital this morning.
Ready, camera
The
1
pickup
Eric.
driver was not seriously injured.
Take 1
On a
Eric.
national
Ready to roll
basis,
5,
the
take
death
5
toll
under,
among
roll
young
5.
drivers is going down.
Take
even
5
though that
under.
doesn't appear to be happening here in Central central Iowa. It
down
dropped 4.5%
stream.
from last year.
That was
However, the
fine. We're
total
out to camera 2 next,
3,700
and then we'll
deaths
go to
is an
table
increase over
6.
10 years ago. Analysts
Ready,
say
camera
that is
two,
because
Sheila.
of an increase in the miles that they travel today.
Take 2, Sheila.
Get ready
to
for
roll
some
6, take 6
weekend
under, roll
of
6.
traffic headaches.
Take 6
Saturday,
under.
traffic along Interstate 235 will be down to one
And
lane
downstream,
between
camera 1, weather
63rd
3
and
shot.
31st Street in
And
Des
loose
Moines.
spawn. We're out
On
to camera 2
Saturday
next
night
again,
and
then
Sunday
we'll go to
morning,
tape
that stretch
4.
of the freeway will be closed altogether, so crews can tear down the pedestrian bridge at
Ready,
40th
camera 2,
and
Sheila.
44th Streets.
Take 2, Sheila.
More than
Ready, roll
2,000
4
runners
and
are
take 4
taking
under.
their mark
Roll
for the
4,
third
take
annual Des
4
Moines
sound under,
Marathon. The race
downstream.
is on Sunday at 8 o'clock.
Loose
It
spot,
begins
we're
at
out
the
to camera
Locust
1
Street Bridge
next
and
for
will wrap
weather.
up on Court Avenue. This year's race
We'll do
includes
camera number
12 different
2
Olympic
again, Roger.
trial qualifiers, 5 wheelchair athletes, and a
weather
72-year-old woman
graph.
who's trying
Ready,
her
camera
very
1
first
and all mics.
marathon.
And take 1 all
People
mics.
get out there and wear shorts and tank tops on Sunday morning.
Ready,
they're
start
gonna-
your
they're
move,
gonna
start
feel
your
it.
move.
Yeah,
1.
they are going to feel it. It's going to be a bit chilly, but we've taken the rain out.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of
Good.
rain, Eric, you know anybody that lives at Walnut Street?
So it's
Yeah,
all
I
be
know
in
where
3.
that
Roland?
is.
Hey,
Oh,
maybe
shoot,
a sprinkle
yeah, this is
headed
all
into the
B3.
north
Roger,
side of
actually,
Roland.
scratch
There you
that.
go, huh? And you know what? Yeah, now that I've got
We'll
got
have
this
Doppler
list
after
here
this,
going,
followed by
let's
graph.
find out. Roland. They're taking on Roland Story taking on
Thanks, Roger.
Prairie City Monroe. Down in Monroe. There you go. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the current conditions outside here in Des Moines. We're at 38, a mostly cloudy sky.
Jesse,
west
have your
wind
weather
6.
sounder ready for
Pressure
this
is
next one.
rising.
We haven't heard
Yes,
from-
we have a couple of sprinkles trying to develop on the live
the traffic
Super
lady
Outbreak
yet.
Network. As you saw there, we zoomed right into street level and rolling. We take it back down, and if
Take
you live in
Doppler.
Radcliffe, Garden City, and McCallsburg, you're also going to see
There's
this
30
little
to Brian.
tiny cell rolling in your direction. Get a little further toward the metro area here out in Dallas County, from Minburn down 169, just to the northwest of Adel, and we cross Interstate 80 down
East Sky
toward
Cam.
Earlham and back down just to the west of Winterset.
Augie on the East Sky
and
Cam, can
another
you
little
push in
batch
for
of
a,
some
traffic shot?
sprinkles. Very, very light. I'll go in and I'll put it
There's
into motion.
15 to
Everything kind
Brian.
of sliding off to the south and east. This is
Jesse,
well
there's
ahead of our cold
traffic.
front. And I was expecting that these will wait till this afternoon, but I've added them to your forecast for
Ready to
this
grab,
morning.
take grab.
Your rush
We
hour,
have
more
tra-
cloud
we have
cover and
traffic.
isolated sprinkle
Left
from
anchors.
7.
Brian, no, we have
Our
traffic.
sunrise at 7:27 and into the afternoon.
It's
those
next.
isolated showers again.
Set this up,
and
me too,
52.
and traffic music.
A blustery wind
Dang it.
today. That blustery wind does mean some change. Talk about the weekend forecast.
all
and
mean
have
two
another look
traffic.
at the radar coming up. But we want to check in this morning with Lisa
After this,
Rush
we're
from the
coming out to
KGGO
camera
Traffic
3,
Center.
and then
Good
we'll do
morning,
power
Lisa.
over
How you
Clip
doing?
Storm
Hey, good
for
morning,
Rep
Brian. We're
Hit.
doing great this morning. You might want to let your car warm up a little bit. We got some frost on the windshields. It is a cool commute going on this morning, but otherwise, on the good side, we are
Ready, camera
accident-free.
3
I
on
do want to
both
remind
mics.
you, as you folks had mentioned earlier on your news channel, we have construction going on Saturday
So,
and
Clark, do you
Sunday.
still-
It looks like from 10 p.m. Saturday to noon on Sunday. Eastbound and westbound I-235 between 63rd Street and 31st Street is going to be closed for removal of the 2 pedestrian bridges. That's located near 40th and 44th Streets. And traffic's going to be detoured off the freeway via 31st Street, University Ave, and 63rd Street. And there is a map if you'd like to see one of those. Just go to dot.iowa.gov. This is Lisa with
Ready, camera 3 on
KGGO
both
Traffic.
mics.
Oh, I got
And take 3 both mics.
And still to come on News Channel
Ready,
8
start
this
clip,
morning, the
take aim, clip
Survivor
under, start
tribes
clip.
got
Take
switched
aim, clip
around,
under.
and the Iowans ended up in different teams than where they started.
We're going to break
Were they
after
able
this.
to survive with their brand new teammates? Find out next.
And a frightening day for parents as a shooter runs from police
go
and
black,
onto
take 2,
school
start 2
grounds.
full.
We'll have that story coming up in just a few minutes. Stay with us on News Channel 8 this morning.
And go black, take 2, start 2 sound full. 4, 5, 6.
You're watching
All right, stand by on
KCCI
the
News
floor.
Channel 8 this morning at 6.
Set this up, camera 3 on both
Iowa's
mics.
news leader with Marcus McIntosh, Sheila Brummer, and meteorologist Brian Carrick with exclusive live Super Doppler weather. This is KCCI
Start your
News
zoom.
Channel 8.
This is on camera 3, both mics 2, downstream.
And welcome back to News Channel 8 this morning. It's 12
No
minutes
response.
after
Start your
6
Survivor
o'clock. And
music.
Eric, I know you didn't get a chance
Jesse,
to watch Survivor
ready,
last
start
night.
5,
You had
take
things to do.
5,
But
silent,
it was
start
another
5,
tough
take
week
5,
for Des
silent,
Moines'
ready,
very
roll
own
6,
Roy
set this up 6
Freeman.
under.
I'll pretend like I did.
Roll
Right,
6.
tell
Okay,
you
yeah,
all
you could,
about
yeah,
it.
sorry.
It
Roll
wasn't
6
exactly a
under.
walk in the park last night for anyone
Okay.
on the island. An
We're
earthquake
out to
started
camera
shaking
2
things
next
up
with
for the gang
Sheila
on
at a bus,
Vanuatu.
and then we'll go
Osceola
to
native
still 2
Twyla
after
Tanner
that.
said so long to 4 of her teammates
downstream,
and her
Roger, if
new
you have
tribe
that
won a
already.
reward challenge. Rory Freeman of Des Moines was again fighting for survival in the new Yasser tribe. But
Ready,
Bubba,
camera 2,
he's a
Sheila's
good guy.
fine.
He got the short end of the deal.
Do you
He
even
was
know which
spotted-
one's Bubba?
I couldn't pick him out on the video if I saw him. He was spotted trying to make contact with his old buddies on the other tribe. He got the axe.
Take 2,
He was voted
Sheila.
off. Poor Bubba, but
Ready,
we're glad
still
Roy's
2.
still there. Today, children around the metro area
Take
can
still
get a jump
2.
start on their
Going to
trick-or-treating.
4
It
next.
is the
Camera
15th
1,
year
3
for
shot.
Blank
Ready,
Park
roll
Zoo's
4, take
Night
4 under.
Eyes.
Roll 4.
Kids can dress up in
Take
their
4
favorite
under.
costumes and collect treats throughout the
Downstream.
weekend. New this year,
Loose
the addition
spot.
of a
We're
Halloween
out
train
to
ride.
camera 1
The animals
next,
are not
and
out
then
at
we'll be
night,
powering
but
over
plenty
sync
of games
2,
with a
followed by
chance to meet
graphic for
storybook
weather.
characters
Ready,
at
camera 1,
night.
take 1.
Exactly. I understand
all
that
mics.
my grandpa
Thanks.
grandma should be
Yikes.
has
Getting
some
a
rain
sprinkle
right
out?
now.
Yeah, getting sprinkled down. We'll show it just a second. Let's go
camera
take a
number
look
2,
outside as
Roger.
we are dealing with cloud cover now here in the metro area. And you know what?
those are just-
Temperatures have dropped.
Thanks, Raj.
But they're not going to go too much further.
Jesse,
because we
have your
cloud
weather
cover
sounder
moving in.
ready
It
for
kinda acts
this.
like a blanket
After
you throw over
this,
your bed, keep heat
we'll have
in at
weather
night.
graph.
We're at 38. We have a mostly
Whoa, hold on,
cloudy
hold
sky,
on.
a west
Dang
wind
it.
at 6, and our dew point
No
at 35.
Doppler,
Now,
my bad.
I was waiting for the cold front, really, to get into the state before
Take
I
your
was going to show
Doppler
any
first
rain
before you do that,
showers. But
thanks.
they've actually decided they want to pop up now.
Then weather
just, I
graph.
think, to frustrate me. But, you know,
There's
we'll take
30
you
to
in and show
Brian.
it to
I
you,
missed.
extending from just south of Radcliffe, just to the west of Garden City. We're rolling to Ann McCallsburg there as well. Hey, Eric, there you go. Maple Street.
That's grandpa grandma's.
All right, they may be getting
K8,
sprinkled
the
on
weather
right
tease
about
is
now.
dead.
We take you into Dallas Center, Adel, and DeSoto.
K8,
and
the weather
just
tease is
pushing
dead.
out
There's
Earl,
15 to
and we're
Brian.
further south, just to the west.
Roger,
of
that
Winterset,
kills your
heading
bump
right
clip
you,
at the end of
Winterset.
this block.
Let's take a traveling,
Ready, draft?
and
Take
we're
grab.
expecting the brief showers, a cold shower to Minneapolis 45, and actually maybe some snow showers from Duluth up to Thunder Bay, 67 in Memphis, and 80 with sunshine.
There's your
in
sounder,
Dallas.
Jesse.
We are expecting that increase in the cloud cover through the morning hours.
Ready, camera 1 and all
And
mics.
52 is going to be a big struggle. And a gusty northwest wind definitely going to make it feel colder. We'll detail the
And take
forecast
one
a
on
little bit
mics.
more and take you into the cities.
All right,
again,
ready, swing, ready,
state
camera
level.
3, then we're going to nation clip.
All right, Brian. Thank you.
Swing,
It
take
is now
camera 3, ready,
6:14.
start
We
clip,
have some
take
new
a clip under
pictures just
nation.
coming into the
Start
newsroom of a
clip.
small plane
Take your
crash
clip
in
under.
Missouri.
The
Ready to
crash
roll
is making
4
some
and set
news
dissolve.
around the nation
Give
this
me
morning. The
4
small
under.
jet went
Roll
down
4,
in a
dissolve me 2
neighborhood
4
near
under.
Jefferson City, Missouri. Only the pilot and co-pilot were
Wow.
on board. Their conditions aren't known just yet. Investigators found
Ready,
an
roll
engine
5,
along
white
the
5
road and some
under.
debris in a tree. The plane also clipped a house as it went down.
Roll 5, white
A
5
frightening
under.
day for parents in Florida
Sweet.
as a shooting suspect runs for
We're out
refuge
to 6
into a
next.
school. The school went into lockdown as police searched the grounds for the shooter. Police barged into classrooms to secure the situation. About 140 children were evacuated from the building. Authorities were then able
Ready,
to
roll
find
6
the
and wipe
suspect
6 under.
and then take him away.
Roll 6,
It was
6
1 year
under.
ago today that a Staten
Okay,
Island
we're
ferry
at the camera
crashed as
3
it was
next, and then
docking.
we'll go into
10
black
people
to
were
break.
killed
The
and others
anchors are gonna toss
34
the
were
brake.
hurt.
Make sure they
the
know
boat
that.
slammed into the wooden pilings alongside of the dock.
weather tease has
Debris
been
could
killed.
be found up to 400 yards away. The Staten Island ferry carries 70,000 people
Ready,
a day
camera
on
3
the
on both
25-minute
mics.
ride between Staten Island and Lower Manhattan.
Take 3,
Brian
both
Carrick
mics.
will
Ready, go
have
black,
your
take
weather
start 2 full.
forecast for the weekend next.
Go black, take 2, start 2, sound full. Set up for weather. Clip roll, start clip, take clip, sound
It's
full.
time for the live Super Doppler 8
So dissolve
network
me
weather
too.
and traffic on the 8s.
And dissolve me 2, carrot Q.
Time right
Set
now,
dissolve me 3.
about 17 minutes
Dissolve
after
me
6
3.
o'clock. A downtown Skycam shot this morning out over the State House, beautifully lit, and we are experiencing some chilly air. 38 right now. We have
should
a
have the
mostly
next break,
cloudy
Roger.
sky and some sprinkles just
Okay.
west of the metro area. I'll bring that to you in a minute. A west wind at 6. This has been picking up at times and has a bit of a bite to it, so make sure you have your jacket. Make sure it's on tightly this morning. And our pressure, by the way, rising. To our
30
school
to
net sites
or
we go
2
as
minutes
we
to
are
Brian.
dealing with a 41-degree temperature up in Latimer at Cal Community. A west breeze at 5. 41 Central Decatur and a west wind at 6. We take you over to West Bend Mallard, 46 and a west breeze at 8. Now, our live Super Doppler 8 network is picking up just a few sprinkles this morning. and,
There's
of course,
traffic, Jesse.
the power of our radar showing you from Garden City down, rolling into McCallsburg
All right,
now.
let the
A
anchors know we
brief
do have
sprinkle
traffic.
or two. Quickly moving off to the south and east. From Dallas Center down through Adel, and this is crossing over I-80, so if you're on the west side of town, it's going to be up into the West Mixmaster here within the next few minutes, or actually I should say next 15 minutes or so, so you may get sprinkled on the commute. Then extending down from DeSoto back down toward Badger Creek. We take you into Winterset, and you see just west of Winterset here along 169, starting to see the sprinkles. If you live on West Summit, maybe on the west edge of town, you may see a sprinkle as well. We have a cold front up to our north.
There's a
That
Samantha
cold
Bryan. I
front's
bet I
still
can give it
way
to you
up
already.
here. So it's interesting to note that we have just enough moisture to squeeze out, and the lift from this cold front actually helping to squeeze those out. But our area of low pressure that gave us the cloud cover yesterday, well off to our east now. So this next one, quickly moving in behind it, going to bring us a shot at a sprinkle or two. Now at 9 o'clock, again, just a couple of sprinkles here and there.
Sure,
we
yeah.
put the clock into motion. 3:45, a couple of isolated showers with the front as it moves on in. The winds will increase, and as we roll the clock all the way to Sunday, 6 o'clock in the morning, we look out to our west.
So we've
Our
been
next
using
chance
Feel
for
Your
rain
Best for
in
Molly,
here by
but you want to
Sunday
here's
night.
for your health instead.
So isolated sprinkles for your rush
There's
hour
your sounder,
forecast,
Jesse.
37. Clouds on the increase.
There's 30 to
west
Brian.
wind at 5 to 10.
Okay.
Now this afternoon, still looking at that isolated shower threat, 52. And a northwest wind picking up 15 to 25. Going to be
Brian.
quite gusty. Here's your football Friday night
clear.
forecast as we are looking for isolated shower.
Okay,
Temperatures
at
in
the
the
end of this,
mid-40s.
we
A
are
gusty
out
northwest
to...
wind is definitely going to make it
Does he have a
feel
weather?
colder
Yeah,
out
he has a
there,
mug
so
shot
make
today,
sure
so
the
camera
jacket
2,
is
get the
handy.
mug.
We
Thanks.
fall all the way back to a low of 31 with a wind chill index tonight of 19 to 22.
All right, set this off camera 2.
5-day forecast back up to a high 53 tomorrow. And
The top
59
stories is
Sunday,
killed.
But
You won't
dry
need
for the
that.
Des Moines Marathon.
Set this
So
off
that's
camera
some good
2.
news there, but chilly. Your morning lunch
Yeah,
shot,
just off
Great
camera
Western
2.
Bank, the
Yeah,
perfect
we're going
fit,
to
not too big,
traffic
not too
next,
small.
or
It's
camera 1, then
family-owned
traffic
with
next, and then
offices
it'll
in
be a bump
Altoona,
clip, and it'll be Victor
Carlisle,
6.
Clive, and Reynolds.
Set this off
Great
camera
Western
1.
Bank, morning lunch.
Zoom.
They
This
stepped
is off
that phone
camera
money when
1.
they sent it in
Ready,
for
Emmy
you.
2,
I
traffic.
only wish. I could
Pennies?
use a little right now. Well, even pennies.
Anything else?
Take,
Time to
it's
check
east,
traffic
take
this
Emmy
morning.
2.
Before that, we head
Hey,
out to Lisa Rush to
after
see how
this,
traffic
it's
is
the
going this
bump.
morning. Good
It'll
morning,
be
Lisa.
Clip
Good
Store
morning.
Sound
Well,
Under.
believe it or not, we are
And
still
it'll be
condition green,
Victor 6.
accident
Sheila will
free,
talk.
and we're looking at our camera 8th Street right there, and it looks like things are moving along pretty good. Keep in mind, as Brian mentioned earlier, there are going to be some sprinkles moving
ready,
through the area,
Adam?
so get the
Bring it
windshield
in.
wipers
Okay.
ready for that as you're on your morning commute.
Okay,
this
Ray,
morning.
start your clip.
We're
Take your
looking
clip
good.
under.
This is Lisa with
And ready to roll
KCGO
6.
traffic.
Start your clip. Take your Emmy clip under.
Thanks, Lisa.
Roll
Still
6.
to come on News Channel 8 this morning. 1 week after a nationwide flu vaccine shortage is announced,
Going to
many Iowans
black.
are wondering how to stay healthy without the shot. See how you can do that in today's Feel Your Best report next.
Go black. Take 2, start 2, sound full. Oh, you won't get a... and dissolve camera 3, carrot Q.
624 temperature outside
grab,
right now,
take
38.
grab.
A sprinkle moving through Van Meter
don't need
and
your-
Joaquin.
you don't
We've
need
got
it,
a couple
Jesse.
of isolated showers possible
We're out
today.
to camera 1
A
again.
windy day in store. 52
Ready,
will be a
camera 1
struggle
and
with cloud
Eric?
cover.
Or camera 3.
A
Ready,
cold
camera
one
3.
nonetheless. Grab your jacket. And by the way, Sheila didn't want to leave
Take
you out
3.
earlier, boy. Or Valley
Ready, 3,
Dunlap
take 3.
taking
Ready,
on
camera 1.
CAM in Anita.
And take
All
1.
right. Thanks a lot,
Thanks.
Brian. Well, you know what? It's cold
Downstream.
outside, but the flu vaccine shortage is a very
Blue's
hot topic
fine.
right
Ready to
now.
roll 4, take
Today,
4,
Molly
sound
Cooney talked
full.
with Dr. Tom about how you can keep from catching the flu.
Roll 4, take 4, sound full.
This year's
Downstream.
flu season has been quite controversial so far because of the
Loose
shortage
fly.
of the vaccine. And that has
Okay,
meant a
after
change in
this,
priority.
we're out to
Dr. Tom is
Chiron
joining us
over,
now with more on the need for flu shots in the first place.
Prime Sync
flu shots are a big
2
deal.
for a
Vaccination's
bump
big
out.
deal.
Jesse,
We're
have a
moving
bump
into
out
cold
downstream,
flu
Roger.
season, which is like November through March, and though
Blue's
we
fine.
link them together, cold and flu season, the
Jesse,
flu
have
is not
some
a
bump
cold.
out
It's a
music
much more
ready. It'll be
significant illness.
next after
Remember,
this.
we spread this through the
It'll
respiratory
be the
tracts,
downtown
coughing,
Sky
sneezing,
Cam.
we breathe it in and get the infection, and we tend to get a whole list of symptoms that we're all familiar with. Fever, cough, chills, sore throat, headache, body aches, all that stuff we're used to. Everybody gets sick. The problem is certain populations are much more at risk for this. The elderly and those with chronic illnesses, the flu can be deadly. As a matter of fact, we anticipate 36,000 deaths this year because of the flu.
Because of the shortage of the vaccine, what are you telling patients to do?
Well, just to kind of illuminate the shortage, the United States lost half of their supply when Britain pulled the vaccine license for a company, and that means all of our recommendations for who should be vaccinated changed. We had to reduce that down and to try to spread it across the highest priority groups for vaccination, those who are at the most risk of dying. So that group would be the following. Number 1, all children aged 6 to 23 months, adults aged 65 and older, persons aged 2 through 64 with chronic medical problems such as heart
Okay,
disease,
there's
lung disease,
approximately
things
30
like that.
seconds
Women
left
who are
in this
pregnant during the
package
flu
here.
season, residents
We'll be
of
out
nursing
to
homes and long-term
Emmy
care
3 and
facilities,
some cart music.
children 6 months to 18 years on chronic aspirin therapy, and then any healthcare workers who provide
Sheila's going to, we're
direct
coming out on the
patient
Skycam
care.
bump
It's
out
not
shot,
just
and
the X-ray
then
folks, but the people
Sheila
who
will
are taking care of
talk
people
over
every
it.
day. For
And
the
then we'll
rest
bump
of
out
us,
the break.
what's most important is going to be prevention this year.
What,
How do we do that?
Jesse, she's
Well,
changed mics.
Basic hygiene, and the way
Okay,
I think
have
of
you
it, are a
heard
couple
from her?
things. Number 1, coughing and
All right,
sneezing,
thanks.
always use a tissue. Try to capture that so it's not spraying around the air. Number 2,
Okay,
wash
stand
your
Sheila
hands.
by. We're
It's
about 10
critical.
seconds away.
Number 3, avoid people who are ill. And number 4, if you're sick, for heaven's sake, stay home. Don't go to school, don't go to work, and don't go to the store.
Ready your bump
and
out
expose
music
the
card
rest of
too,
us.
Don't
Jesse.
be a martyr.
Sets
All
off
right,
me
Dr.
3
Tom,
and
thank you very
Sheila's
much. Feel
mic.
your best. I'm Molly Cooney.
Dissolve me 3, Sheila, cart
Thanks a
my
lot,
cube.
Molly. It is
Okay,
now
going to black after
26
this.
minutes after 6 o'clock. Hopefully you're having a fantastic Friday. This is a lovely picture of the Iowa State Capitol. We'll be back with the top
Ready
stories
to go black, take a
and
start
your
to full.
weather and traffic to go. Almost forgot about that. We'll be back after this.
Go black, take 2, start 2, sound full. Here comes the open.
You're watching KCCI, Channel 8, Des Moines.
Okay, stand
Iowa's
around the
news
floor,
leader.
ready to roll 6. Set
And
this off me
home
3,
of
6
live
sound.
Super Doppler.
6 is full.
This is KCCI News Channel 8 this morning.
Roll 6. Dissolve me 3, 6
It's
sound
the
full.
sprint to the finish. The
Ready to roll
campaign
forward,
trail
white 4
takes
under
both of
Sheila.
the candidates to Wisconsin tonight, Florida this weekend. I'm Brian Andrews. The latest from Washington
Roll
coming up.
4, white 4 under Sheila.
Plus, a deadly car crash claims the life of a teenager. See how authorities say it happened.
And the government is trying to crack down on the price gouging as the flu
mics.
vaccine shortage takes its toll on the
Start to
nation.
push.
Good morning, and
Resolve
thanks for
camera one on
joining us at
mics. Q, Roger,
6:30.
you'll need
It is
here
a
just
Friday
a
morning.
Doppler.
The weekend is right around the corner.
And
Eric
weather
Hansen's
graph.
happy because it's his last morning show that he has to do with us for a while.
Gets to do.
Get to sleep in. Yeah.
Last thing I get to do with you guys.
Ready, Doppler.
Yeah, right.
You
The
see
boss
through
told
that?
you to come in early.
Bingo.
Let's go ahead and
Doppler,
take a
thanks,
look
man.
at the live Super Doppler 8
There's
network. We
30
are at
Brian.
38 degrees
Weather
right
graph's
now. We
next.
are watching a few isolated showers develop now across Iowa. We take you up toward Clarion, and
After
as
the
you can
weather
see
graph,
on
Roger
Highway
will
69,
about the one that's swinging
and up
the
there in
3.
Clarion as well, we're
Weather
dealing with a
commitment clip.
brief sprinkle. Down a little closer to Zering and Fernald, we're dealing with a couple of sprinkles as well. So if you're traveling up and down 65 there in Story County, you're going to deal with that. And then you head down toward Highway 6 in Waukee, which is Hickman.
Ready, your
in
graph?
the Des Moines area. Down toward Boonville and Van Meter on I-80, dealing with a sprinkle. Down into Madison County we go, and
It's 15
extending
to Brian, I'm
through
line on that.
Patterson now, starting to see a sprinkle in East Piru as well. As we open up
Take
our
graph.
weather window, a few isolated sprinkles or a brief shower out
Ready,
there this
camera one
morning.
and
49
Brian,
by
or
noon,
in all
a
mics.
breezy, almost blustery afternoon with cloud cover and an isolated shower. We're going to look for a high around 52, and that will be a struggle. Going to feel colder, though.
Take
because
one
of
on
the rain.
mics. Ready,
East
swing. Ready,
Piru
camera
is one of my
3.
favorite town names.
Isn't that cool?
Piru.
East
Thanks, Roger.
I don't know
Ready,
why.
Amy 3.
Sorry. Anyway.
Take
We're
Amy
glad
3.
to know that, Eric. Our lives are now complete. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, topping our news today, with 18
Ready,
days
start
until
clip,
the
take a
election,
clip under
both presidential
commitment.
candidates
Start
are delivering
clip.
a
Thanks, Roger.
political
Take your
punch
clip under.
to key battleground
Ready,
states.
roll
Last night,
6.
Governor
Set this all
Vilsack
6
rallied
sound
an
full.
estimated 16,000 Iowans at a Carrie Edwards rally at the state fairgrounds.
Roll 6 is all 6 sound full. Out cues to the White House. Ready
Are
on
we
the mic
ready
and
to
cue.
deliver Iowa for John Kerry and John Edwards? And we're going to get on with Kerry and Edwards, and
Under
they're going
mic.
to take us through the rough water.
Under mic and cue.
Senator Harkin also took the stage to speak to
Camera 3
voters.
is
Actor
next.
Josh Hartnett, best known for the movie
That's
Pearl
not the right
Harbor,
after.
also
Ready,
talked
camera
to the
3 on
crowd.
the mics.
He spent most of yesterday touring the state, talking with younger voters.
Take 3 both
There's
mics.
only a handful of states still up
Okay,
for
we're
grabs
going
come
to 4 next,
November.
sound
The
full.
presidential candidates have found some common ground in where they need to pick up the votes.
As Brian Andrews
Ready,
reports
camera,
this
or
morning,
ready,
President Bush and
roll
Senator
4, take
Kerry
4
are
sound
taking
full.
new attacks to big rallies in the same places.
Roll 4, take 4 sound full. Ready, you're downstream.
With thousands of supporters cheering on the wrapped up a rally in the same city.
The president has a
Downstream.
campaign stop today in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Loose
And then he
fawn.
heads on to
Stand Eric by,
Wisconsin, where
ready, camera
John
1 and
Kerry
Eric's
has
line.
several campaign stops planned. Brian Andrews, CBS News, Washington.
Take 1, Eric.
In a copyright
roll
story in
5,
today's
take
Des
5
Moines
under.
Register, John Kerry says there's a good
What?
chance the military draft could come back if Bush is reelected.
5.5,
Kerry says a
I'll
backdoor
shoot.
draft has already started with the heavy call-ups of the National
Crap.
Guard and the reserves. Bush has said repeatedly he will not reinstate the draft if he's reelected. His
Ready,
campaign
roll 6,
dismissed
take
those
6
comments
sound full.
as scare tactics.
Roll 6. There's a, whoa.
We
No,
need to have the
can't- go to 1.
continuation of the leadership we've seen in President
And
George
6,
W.
all right.
Bush. He
Dang it.
represents
Get out of
what
it. Ready, camera 1.
America
Take 1,
needs
take
in
1, take 1.
Republican governors
it.
rallying for President Bush also made an appearance
Re-rack
last night at the state
6.
fairgrounds
Ready,
during
roll
John
5, take
Kerry
5
and
under.
John
Roll
Edwards' visit
5.
there.
Take
20
5
Republican
under.
governors from around the nation are campaigning on behalf of President
Downstream.
Bush. Governor Mitt Romney, who you heard there, is from
Loose
Massachusetts.
fawn.
That's Kerry's home state. The governor says Kerry is not the man for
Ready,
that
roll
job.
6. That's all 6 full. Roll 6 is all 6 sound full.
We need to have the continuation of the
Downstream.
leadership we've seen in
We're out
President
to
George
steal
W.
1
Bush.
next.
He
Loose fawn.
represents
We're out to steal
what
1 next.
America
Eric, camera
needs
2.
in terms of leadership.
Your best,
And
thanks.
John Kerry
Ready, still
does
1.
not.
Take still 1.
Again, President Bush will make a campaign stop here in Iowa in Cedar Rapids
Ready,
today.
camera
He'll be
2.
holding he'll hold a rally beginning at 2 o'clock.
Take 2,
The president
Sheila.
also
Ready, roll
received
4,
some
take 4
campaign
under.
help from a younger
Roll
crowd, as
4,
Marion daughters
take 4
Jenna
under.
and Barbara.
Downstream.
They talked with volunteers in Independence,
Loose
Missouri.
fawn. Out to
The
camera 2
22-year-olds
next. Again,
say that
we'll go
they're
to
proud of their
tape
father's
5.
record on helping women, including the gains made by women who live in
Ready,
Afghanistan.
camera 2, take 2.
Filmmaker Michael
Ready,
Moore
roll
also
5,
makes
take
a
5
stop in
under. Roll
Iowa over
5.
the weekend. Moore
Take
is the
5
director
under.
of controversial films like
Downstream.
Bowling for Columbine and Fahrenheit
Loose
9/11.
fawn. We're out to
He's
camera 1
scheduled to speak
next,
at Hilton
then we'll go to
Coliseum
tape
on Sunday
6.
as part of his
Ready,
Flat
1,
Foot
Eric.
Uprising tour. Some ISU alumni are threatening to stop donations if the university allows Moore to speak on campus.
Take 1, Eric.
In other
Ready,
news,
roll
this
6,
time from
take
the
6
crime
under.
beat,
Roll
no one
6.
will be held responsible for a
Take 6
deadly
under.
shooting in Fort Dodge. Paul Benton
Downstream.
was shot and killed when he got into
Loose
an
fawn. We're
argument
out to
with Dan
4
Cole
next.
in
Eric
August.
continues.
Dan Cole is the Webster County
Ready, roll
medical
4, so this is
examiner,
all
and he
4
is
under.
married to Benton's ex-wife. Now, a grand jury has decided not
a
to file
stretch.
any charges against Dr. Cole.
And roll 4. This is all 4
Sentencing
under.
starts Monday
Thanks.
in Iowa's first death
All right,
penalty
camera 2
case
is
in about
next with
40
Sheila, then
years.
we'll go to tape
A
at
jury
5.
yesterday
Thanks,
found
Roger.
Dustin Honkin guilty on all 17 counts of a federal indictment, including the murders of 3 adults and 2 children in 1993. That was part of a drug operation there. The jury
Ready,
must
camera
now
two,
decide
Sheila's
whether
mine.
to impose the death penalty for the convicted murderer.
Take 2, Sheila.
A disturbing act of vandalism on a
Roll 5,
well-known
take 500, roll
landmark in
5.
Des Moines.
Take
Someone broke
500.
out the windows,
Downstream.
slashed tires, and
Camera
destroyed
3's next,
signs
loose
on
fall.
the
Route to
Jesus
3
bus.
next, and then
You
go
can
to tape
sometimes see it
6.
driving throughout the city of Des Moines. The owner is Willard Van Zant. He used 9 beds inside the bus as a mobile homeless shelter.
Ready, camera
It's
3
too
on both
trash to
mics.
use, but Van Zant says he will not call authorities.
Take 3 both mics.
A teenager
roll
has
6,
died
take
after an
600.
accident
Roll
south of the
6.
metro area.
Take 600.
3 teens were headed
Downstream.
south on 30th Avenue near Martinsdale
route
when
to
they
camera
pulled
1
out in
next, and
front
then
of a
we'll do power
red
number
pickup
still
truck
2 for
going
Rebels.
east. 15-year-old Caleb Strabel of Martinsdale died at the hospital. 17-year-old Taylor Hamilton of Van Meter and Whitney Card of
camera
Cumming
one and
are
Eric.
both in the hospital this morning. The pickup driver was not seriously hurt in that accident.
Take 1, Eric.
A new report now says that less
Ready,
than 1
Emmy.
in 4
2,
Iowa
take
graduates
Emmy 2.
have taken the necessary coursework
Route
to
to camera
succeed
1
in
next with
college.
Eric again,
The
and then
report
we'll go to
shows
tape
only
4.
22% of high school grads who took the ACT were ready for college-level math. 1.2 million high school
Ready,
seniors
camera
took
1,
that
Eric.
test. That is only 40% of Iowa's high school graduates.
Take 1, Eric.
More than
Ready, roll 4,
2,000
take 4
runners are
under.
getting
Roll 4.
psyched up for their 3rd
Take
annual
4
Des
under.
Moines
Camera 1
Marathon
weather,
this
3
weekend.
shot.
The race
Downstream,
starts Sunday
thanks.
at 8 o'clock in the
Loose
morning.
spot. Route to
Begins
camera
at the
1
Locust
next for
Street
weather.
Bridge downtown and then wraps up on the Court Avenue Bridge a couple of hours later, hopefully. This year's
yeah,
race
the downtown
includes
sky can't
12
keep
Olympic
white now for
qualifiers,
a sky
5
shot.
wheelchair athletes, and a
Stand them all by, set the
73-year-old
camera
woman
one on
who
all
is trying
mics.
her very first marathon.
Dissolve camera 1 on
Wow,
mics. Camera
73
over
in our
downtown
first
sky
marathon.
cam,
I don't
Roger.
think, boy, that'd be hard to
And
do
then
at our
double
age,
start.
I think.
Start your
I
push
can't even
1.
run a mile and I'm out of breath. You know? So I good, give her credit. You know what? You're going to be cold, but you're going to be dry for the Des Moines Marathon on Sunday. We've taken the
Thank you,
showers,
Roger.
pushed them into Sunday
There's
night.
a minute.
But
There's a man
speaking of
crying.
showers, we'll show you some in a second. 38 with mostly
after
cloudy
this is
sky, west
Doppler,
wind at 6,
followed by graph.
and our pressure rising. The only Central
Ready,
Iowa
Doppler?
radar bringing you some light showers this morning, actually picking them up as they run right up and down the I-35 corridor. So we'll start
Tentatively,
north first,
it will
work
be,
our way down to the south. And as you can
Chiron
see,
and still
just
store
up
over,
around the Goodell area,
one
and then we're
frame
getting a little
sinks
closer toward Clarion and
for
right over
traffic.
Galt right
I don't know
now.
which
We're
one
dealing
yet,
with a
though.
sprinkle or two. You get a little further
West Sky
south
Cam,
into
Roger.
Webster and Hamilton counties. You can see that we're dealing with
There's
a couple
traffic,
of
Jesse.
light
There's 30 to
sprinkles.
Brian.
Also, this little line we are watching roll through
All right, we have
portions
traffic
of
with the
Story
anchors now,
County,
and
still up
Brian,
over
then we have
Zeering and
traffic.
down toward Colo on 65. Then we take you down to the metro area and on the southwest side of town. If you live down on the southwest side of town over the Jordan Creek Mall area, we are dealing with a couple of sprinkles, maybe a brief light
Sounder's
shower.
getting close,
and that
Jesse.
does
There's
also
15 to
include
Brian.
anybody traveling down toward the Cumming and Norwalk exit. And we get down, there's Cumming there. And as you see over Francesca's house, dealing with a sprinkle or two. And a little further south than that even, we'll go down toward Winterset. And you can see just south of Winterset,
Okay,
over
man.
just to the west of New Virginia. If you're heading out
Ready,
this
grab?
morning, isolated sprinkles in
Take
your
grab,
rush
thanks,
hour
Roger.
forecast.
Thank you,
Temperature
Jesse.
around
We're out to
37.
Amy next and
This
traffic
afternoon, an
traffic
isolated
music.
shower and 52. We'll detail
So
that
dissolve
weekend
me too,
forecast more
dissolve
for
me
you
too.
coming up. But we want
All right, after this,
to see how
Roger, we're
things are
coming out to
going.
camera
And so
3 on
far,
both
I think
mics,
we're
and then
making
we'll
it
do
easy
power
for you,
over
Lisa.
Clip
It looks
Store
like it's
for,
still
still
condition
ahead.
green.
Hey, not a problem. It's good news for those people out there in the morning commute, especially with that rain coming in, Brian. We do actually have our first accident of the
You want
morning.
all me to take it
State
after
troopers
this?
are on the scene of an accident, I-35 80 eastbound at mile marker 128. That's between Ryder Corner and 86. Otherwise, that's it for problems around the metro. We got a good morning commute going on so
Ready,
far.
camera 3 on both
This is
mics.
Lisa Rush with KGGO Traffic.
Take 3 both mics.
Thanks, Lisa. It's
Ready,
now
start your
21
clip, take
minutes
Amy
before
clip under,
7
start
o'clock.
clip.
Just
Take
ahead in the
Amy
morning
clip under.
news, we'll tell you more
We'll go
about
black after
Mountain
this, guys.
Helens. It's glowing red this morning.
Uh-oh.
See how long scientists say the lava could build up inside the volcano.
There it is.
Plus a shakeup on Survivor, and we're not talking
Bring it
about
in,
the
Roy.
earththquake. Roy gets sent to team up with the women,
Bring
but
it in.
was he able to
That's all right.
win
Ready
them
to
over?
black, take 2, start 2 full. Don't worry
And
about
at
it.
7:42 today, thousands of people will be racing for a cure for breast cancer. See how you can take part.
Go black. Take 2, start 2, sound full. Dissolve camera 3 both mics.
Welcome
push
back to
2,
News 10
thanks.
Late this morning. Hopefully you're having a
downstream, Roger.
fantastic Friday. I know Eric is, right?
You bet.
3
Loose
hours of
spot,
sleep
go to
last
5
night?
next.
Okay. Well, this morning, Mount
Ready to
St.
roll 5,
Helens
take 500.
in Washington
Roll 5.
State is
Take
glowing
500.
red.
The volcano is
And
still
downstream.
letting off steam, but now you can see little spots of
Loose
lava
spot. We'll go to
dotting the
6
sides of
next,
the
and
mountain.
Sheila will talk.
Scientists say the lava buildup inside could go on for months. The average
Ready to roll
temperature of the
6,
lava is
set
about
this off 600.
1,300 degrees Fahrenheit.
Roll
Now that
6,
we've
dissolve
warmed
600.
things up, we're going to cool things down from New Mexico. There are signs of old man winter
one,
already.
3 shot
The first
for the
snow
desk.
is on the ground there
Loose
this
spot, thanks.
morning.
Route
Flex
to camera
dusted
1
the
next,
streets
then
on
Roger will
Wednesday
do
about
power
an inch of
number
snow fell, causing
one
the
of your
need for
frame
travelers
sinks.
to be very careful on the roads.
Ready, one, take one.
Look good.
Crap.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right,
and a
does it?
double
Coming soon
grab.
enough.
Yeah, I know.
They're going to get some
it'll
up
be
in
here.
Minnesota. And
So
you
it's
know
on
what? I
V3?
think northeastern Iowa may see a flurry or two
currents.
over the weekend. But those of you in Kasuth County can kind of don't have to worry about that
Dissolve
at
the
this point.
metering.
I think it's going to be just warm enough to remain
minute
as a
to
light
Brian.
rain shower or two. But outside, we are dealing with a few sprinkles on the southwest side of town. We are dealing with just cloud cover downtown,
Doppler's
38.
next, followed
A west
by
wind
weather
at 6 and our
graph.
pressure rising.
Doppler?
To the live
Take
Super
Doppler.
Doppler Rate Network you go, and you see the green dots all over.
Jesse,
Getting
have
some
your
light showers that are developing. You see there up near
weather
Fleming.
center handy. I'm not sure if she
And
uses
as
it
the
at
live
this point
sweep
or not.
pushes it a little closer to Dow's, you may get sprinkled on. Swaledale may get
After that
sprinkled
will be
on,
your
and then a
Survivor
couple
music.
trying to develop around Stratford and Jewel, and also maybe a sprinkle on Ames and take you down towards
Right.
St. Anthony. And
There's 30
if you
to
live in
Bryan.
State Center on the west side of town, you may be dealing with a sprinkle if you're heading west on Highway 30. Go a little further south into the metro there on I-35, down around the Raccoon River and Raccoon River Park, down toward the coming Norwalk
Ready,
exit.
grab.
Let's go a little further south, even take it from
Eventually.
Bevington and Martinsdale down to St. Charles. And as you see there, just to the
There's
south of
15
Truro,
to
maybe
Bryan.
a sprinkle as well. A cold shower
Take grab.
definitely in the forecast for the Twin Cities today at 45. Billings rain in 48. 80 and sunshine in Dallas. 86
Ready, camera one on all
partly cloudy
mics.
in
There's your
Miami.
sound
We're
adjust.
expecting those isolated
Ready,
showers
one on
today.
all
at
mics.
52. Another raw afternoon as that wind picks up out of the northwest.
Yeah, take
Another
one
look at
on
the
mics.
radar and your weekend forecast.
Take one on mics,
straight
race
ahead.
swing, ready, camera
See you
3,
later,
ready,
Brian.
Survivor
Yep.
music, drink,
Well,
take
it
3.
was another
Start your
tough
Survivor
week
music,
for
ready, start
Rory
4, take 4
Freeman in
silent, start
Vanuatu
4.
on Thursday
Take
night.
4
What a
silent,
show
ready, roll
last
5,
night. It
so this is
wasn't
all 5
exactly a
under.
walk in the
Roll
park for
5,
anyone on the
this is all
island.
5
That's
under.
because an earthquake started
Downstream.
shaking things up for the gang on
Loose font
Vanuatu.
6 is
And
next
Jeff
sound
Probst,
full.
the host, continued the trend. He divided the tribes.
The early
and
show
mixed up the
promo is
teams.
dead.
Osceola native
Jesse,
Carolyn Tanner
I mean,
said so
yeah,
long
at
to
least we
4
can
of
get
her
your early show
teammates,
promo
and
today.
she joined a brand new
Ready to roll
tribe,
6,
and they won the
6 is all
challenge.
6 sound full.
Rory got thrown together with Bubba. He was outnumbered with 4 other
Oh, okay.
ladies on a new Yasser tribe, and he
Red
was
roll
immediately
6,
fighting for
6
his
full.
survival once again.
Roll 6, dissolve 6 sound full.
Rory, you lost a lot of time on
All
the
right,
knots.
this
Some of the worst
out cue
paddling
is
I've ever seen.
kick with the
Somebody's gonna pay for it
girls.
tonight.
This video
See
continues.
his tribal
Sheila will
council.
talk.
Tribal Council's coming up.
Okay.
And Bubba
08, the
and
weather
I
tease
are both,
and the promos out.
It's very, very apparent that
Ready on their mic and Sheila Q.
one of the two of us has got to go.
08, the weather
fit in
tease is
better
dead,
with
so
these
Roger, you
guys
won't
up
need your
here.
bump clip at the
I'm
end
already
of this.
kicking with these guys where I was never able to kick with the girls.
Under
You take yours and
mic and Q. Dang it.
And Rory got lucky.
Ready,
That's because the
camera
ladies
3's
spotted
next, and then we'll
Bubba,
do kid
who
picks.
wasn't very bright. He tried to make contact with his old buddies on the other tribe, and the women saw it. It cost him his survival, so Rory
Ready, camera
has
3
another
and all
week to
mics.
come up with a new approach to staying in the game, and he's outnumbered.
And take 3 both
I think
mics.
1-4 on
All
that
right.
team.
Still
So,
one's next,
we'll
Roger,
see what
for
happens.
kid picks.
Take your word for it.
Give him a wrap.
You'll have to TiVo it. Come on.
Yeah, I should. If your name is Holly Hauser from down in Corydon, you better run to the TV. Your picture is on
Sets off
TV
still,
right
too.
now. This is what Holly sees when she looks out her bedroom window in the summertime. Holly is in 2nd grade down in Wayne Community School down there. Neat little picture
Yeah,
there.
good job, Holly.
Dissolve
We
still,
love that
too.
picture. If you know a young artist, why don't you have them
Dissolve
draw
still, too.
something and send
Cool.
us
We're going to black
us
after
here at
this.
Kid Picks KCCI.
Ready to go black, take and start
If you
to
get your
sound
picture on
full.
TV, you receive a coupon for a free Subway sandwich. We'll be back with weather in just a couple of minutes.
And go black, take 2, start 2 sound full.
Today on
All
First
right,
News
3
at
to
5,
this,
Halloween
2 to
is
the
just
wall.
around the
Roger
corner,
for
and
this one.
we'll kick off Night
Okay.
Eyes at the Blank Park Zoo.
Guy right
Live.
over one of your frame sings, followed by School Net. Start clip, take clip, sound full.
Now,
Sets dissolve me
it's time for the
2.
live
With Carrick's
Super
mic, it's
Doppler
camera
8
2 out on the
network weather
floor.
and traffic on the 8th.
Dissolve me 2, Carrick Q. Set
Good
dissolve me
Friday
3.
morning. Get yourself up,
Dissolve
get
me 3.
rolling. The time right now, 6:48. Some of you may be seeing a few sprinkles in your neighborhood. Others just a cold start. We are at 38 at the airport, a mostly cloudy sky with a west wind currently at 6 miles per hour, dew point of 35, and the pressure is rising. Now, a couple things to note.
Thanks,
School
Roger.
net sites, they're at the bottom of your screen, and I've got the temperature out there, but I'm also pointing out a couple of things here, like the feels like temperature. This is what it feels like as you
There's
step
traffic
outside.
now.
So we
There's
take
2
you down
minutes
to
to
Mount Air,
Carrick.
temperature of 40, but a south wind at 8. It makes it feel more like 35 this morning. 40 in Murray Community and a southwest
All right.
breeze at 5.
Ready,
Burton
now
Middle
we have
School in Newton
traffic.
also at 40, but a wind chill index of 37. And our last stop, Clark Community in Osceola, 39, and a wind chill index of 37. Around the live Super Doppler 8 network this morning along the I-35 corridor, I mentioned
right.
some sprinkles. Now, if you're traveling east, you may run into an area of fog or two. But if you're traveling up towards Swaledale and Thornton, actually up toward Goodell and Belmont, maybe down toward Dow's, traveling southeast, a couple of brief showers. Very, very light, nothing heavy, just a few sprinkles in general, just south of Jewel. And here's our live sweep, so if you live in Dayton
Okay,
and
there
Stratford, maybe a
is.
sprinkle or two. Back over towards St. Anthony.
1 minute
and
to
there's
Bryan.
State Center. If you live in State Center,
And we
the
do
Rose
have
capital
traffic,
of
by the way,
Iowa,
if I didn't tell
Rose
you.
capital of the nation, probably seeing a sprinkle there as well. And then south of the metro from Lakewood through Norwalk,
Your
back
P3
out
top
towards
stories
Cumming, a
was dead,
sprinkle
too.
or two. Even further south from Martinsdale through St. Mary's, back down toward Truro. Durham. dealing with a sprinkle. Now, what's going on out there this morning? We watched as the clouds, they broke up overnight. Now they're starting to increase.
Jesse,
ahead of our
your
next
weather
system,
center's
which is
getting
actually
close.
plowing through Minnesota at this hour. System that brought us some sprinkles yesterday, well off to our east. Here comes the next system. Now, as it moves on in, we're going to look for another chance for a couple of isolated showers this afternoon.
What's our
So
sky
at 9
count
o'clock, increasing clouds and
Fleur,
isolated sprinkle or two.
downtown.
By 3:45,
all you
a
on the
couple of
downtown,
isolated
can you pan
showers
over to get
developing
Fleur,
as that front
please?
traverses
There's 30
the
to Brian.
states. And we're partly cloudy tomorrow, and our next chance for rain off in the distance here for Sunday night. Your rush hour forecast getting out
Thank
the
you,
door with a couple of
Jesse.
isolated sprinkles. And a temperature of
We'll have a
37,
mic
a
shot,
west
too,
wind at
after
5 to 10.
this.
This afternoon, 52. And a couple of isolated showers, a gusty northwest wind, though, making it feel colder. 15 to 25.
He's
So it's
clear.
gonna feel more like
We're out
the
to camera
40s.
2 next for a mug
I'd say that
shot.
winter jacket is definitely a necessity. Your football Friday night forecast, if you're heading out to one of the games, maybe you're heading out to see Carlisle at
Go
Benton
ahead and give
Community
Brian
in
a
Van
wrap,
Horn,
please.
or Denison taking on just last week at Harlan.
Seth is
Mid-40s,
off camera
northwest
2.
wind at 10 to 20, obviously making it feel colder, and an isolated sprinkle. 31 tonight, a wind chill index of 19 to 22. 53 for your Saturday, 59 on Sunday. Drive for the Des Moines Marathon, and an isolated shower or two late Sunday.
And is off camera 2.
Monday. Your morning mug shot today coming
Okay,
to
we're out
us
to camera
from
1
Great
next,
Western
and then
Bank.
we'll go to
The perfect
ME2 for
fit,
traffic.
Not too big, not too small. It's
Give,
family-owned.
Brian another
Offices in
wrap.
Altoona, Carlisle, Clive, and Reynolds.
Ready, camera 1, take
I'm trying
one.
to corrupt
Ready,
Eric. I'm
ME2.
trying to feed him Cheetos for
Give him a wrap.
Breakfast to champions.
He won't do it yet.
Take ME2.
Exactly. Lisa Rush has a check of traffic this morning. Good
Okay,
morning,
at the end
Lisa.
of this-
Yellow, huh?
Oh, yeah,
Let's
we've
see.
got one accident right now. It's one
We're
we've
out the
been working
cam-
with a little while this morning.
we're out the camera
Continues
1
along
next.
3580
We're coming out
eastbound
the camera
between
1
Ryder
at the Chiron
Corner and
over,
86.
still
Otherwise,
one
looking good
full
with that
round.
rain coming in. Keep that in mind as you're headed
Tra-
out on
trivia.
the morning commute.
Ready,
This
camera
is
1.
Lisa with KGGO Traffic.
And take one, Eric.
Thank you, Lisa. Time for today's trivia question.
the
the
bump
prize
is
is a
dead.
Pizza
Ready,
Hut
you're
4 for all
ME1.
pizza.
Take ME1.
You can get
All right,
supper
we'll go to
tonight if you
black
know the
after
answer to this
this.
question from the Iowa
P5,
Division of
the
Tourism.
teaser's been
What
killed.
town in the state of Iowa is called the Pumpkin
So, Roger,
Capital
you
of
want to use your
Iowa
clip for
because
this?
of its annual
Ready to go
Pumpkin Fest
black.
and
Take a
Way
star
Off?
two sound
You know the answer. Give us a call at 247-8808. We'll have the answer right after this.
Go black, taking star 2 sound full. Okay, guys. Goes off camera 1, carry Q.
6:54 now,
Weather
our
graph's on
temperature
eight.
at 38,
Ready,
so grab the jackets.
Take
We're heading
grab.
to a high of 52. Some of you may even encounter a sprinkle or
right.
two this morning, an
We're
isolated
out to
shower or
ME1
two
next
this
for double
afternoon,
boxes.
a windy afternoon.
Ready,
So with a
ME1.
blustery wind out of the northwest, that 52 will feel more like the 40s. Tonight we drop back to 31. Your weekend we hold in the 50s. Guys, that is a
Take
good
ME1.
15 degrees below the
And
average.
all mics.
which
Ready,
is
camera
now
3 on both
64
mics.
here in central Iowa.
Brr.
Exactly. Like a lot of
You take
places
three both
around
mics.
this morning, Polk County is out of
Okay,
the
we're
flu
going to
vaccine.
6
News
next.
Channel 8's Michelle
Ready,
Parker
roll
shows
6,
you
that's
the
dissolve
next
6
step
sound
for the
full.
Polk County Health Department.
Roll 6, dissolve 6 sound full. Downstream.
Flyers on the door tell the story.
Loose fun.
There's
Next
no
one
more
comes in at
flu
9.
vaccine at the Polk County Health Department.
Yeah.
We're not surprised.
Downstream.
Just in Polk County alone, we've got
Natalie, I
over
thought I got that back
41,000
to you.
people
Sorry about
that
that.
are
Yeah,
over the
the
age
flu
of
thing is dead.
65.
Paul Panagas and his
next
sister
one
Nietzsche
comes in
couldn't
at
get the
23.
shots
It's
at
Paul.
their doctor's office,
What?
so they came here seeking
I'm talking
help,
to Natalie.
but
Hold on
no
just a
luck.
second.
At our age, you know,
Downstream.
we're susceptible.
Thanks. There's one.
And
all right, next one
we've
comes in
always
at
had
30.
them.
It's
This was
Downstream.
the scene when huge crowds turned out for flu
Loose
shots
spot. That's all
at the
for inserts
Northside
here. We're at
Senior
the camera
Center.
2 next.
Everyone
with Sheila
had to
for a
be in one of
tag.
the high-risk
And
groups
then,
to receive
after
one.
that,
Everybody here
we're
is
out to camera
65
1
and over.
for trivia.
No one wanted to take a chance of not
Roger,
receiving
at the
a
end of this
shot
one,
in the
Chiron
face
over
of
a
a
clip
vaccine
over
shortage.
a
But
Skycam
now the
for a
4,000
bump out
doses
shot.
the county
Jesse, have your
had are
bump out music
gone.
ready.
People were orderly, and we were able to get people vaccinated in a very timely manner.
Calls have been coming in to the health department from people wondering if any more vaccine is coming. Officials here must
All
wait
right,
and
this
see
package runs
themselves.
116.
For the most
The out
part,
cue is
it's,
right now.
it's a
All right,
self-limiting
she's shorting the tag. All right,
disease.
thanks. All right, stand
And,
Sheila by. Set
we
this off
just do
camera
the best
2.
that we can do under the circumstances that we're under right now.
Dissolve camera 2, Sheila.
Now, meanwhile, the Centers for Disease Control has promised Iowa
Okay,
more
ready, camera
shots.
one and Eric?
It's a matter of when they'll come.
And take one,
Thanks
Eric.
to everybody who called
Ready,
in and
ME2,
tried today's
take
trivia
ME2.
question. Or
Okay,
if you
after
just
this,
stayed at home and
we'll have
guessed it
a
yourself. The
Karen
question
over,
was, what
ME3
town
will
is
be
called the
next.
Pumpkin Capital of
Actually, we'll
Iowa
come out to
because of its
just,
annual Pumpkin Fest and Way
Frank
Off?
Sync,
The
Roger,
answer
before
is
you
over
bring
in
your phone
Jones
in.
County in eastern Iowa and Emosa. For more, Brian Hilding of Des Moines knew that, and he's going to get
All
a
right,
Pizza
ready,
Hut pizza this morning. For more Iowa
ready,
facts, log on to
bump out music
theiowachannel.com
too,
and click the
Jesse.
morning
That's
show
all.
icon and select
ME3.
Play Morning Trivia.
And dissolve called me 3. Keep,
Is
oh,
that
she
right?
does mine.
Oh, I know most
Every
of them.
county in the state, Eric knows all 99 of them. It is now
We're
about 3
black
minutes
after
before
this.
7
That's
o'clock.
sad.
We'll be
Oh,
right
it's
back with
west.
everything you need to know before you head out the door this
Ready to
morning.
go black, take and start 2 full. Go black, take 2, start 2 sound full. Dang it.
KCC.